Let's start by bringing in WJZ investigator Mike Helgren. He's been following this case from the very beginning. Mike, this is very big news.
It certainly is, Denise and Nikki, and we're going to walk you through it. So multiple sources are telling us that Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the Maryland man who was mistakenly deported to El Salvador, is, as we speak, on his way back to the United States. Now, those sources say he could very likely face charges in another case out of Tennessee for transporting undocumented migrants, but we're waiting to hear more at a news conference that is scheduled to start shortly. Let's go into how it all started. On March 15th, Abrego Garcia was at work as a sheet metal apprentice here in Baltimore City. He went to pick up his child in Prince George's County. He was arrested in Beltsville, taken to Baltimore, then out of state, then to the notorious Seacoast prison in El Salvador, where he was held without due process. His wife sued. The government stood their ground, saying he was a dangerous MS-13 gang leader. This despite a prior court order saying he could not be legally deported back to El Salvador. The government has cited state secrets. They've waged a court battle for months in this case, and as of this point, they have stood their ground. Again, now we hear that he is headed back to the United States to face charges in another case. We did reach out to U.S. Senator Chris Van Hollen, who notably made a visit to El Salvador to meet with Abrego Garcia. He was initially denied, then he met with him. He has faced an uphill battle as he's tried to get justice in this case. But again, Abrego Garcia, we hear, is coming back to
President Bukele for agreeing to return Abrego Garcia to the United States. Our government presented El Salvador with an arrest warrant, and they agreed to return him to our country. We're grateful to President Bukele for agreeing to return him to our country to face these very serious charges. This is what American justice looks like. Upon completion of his sentence, we anticipate he will be returned to his home country of El Salvador. The grand jury found that over the past 9 years, Abrego Garcia has played a significant role in an alien smuggling ring. They found this was his full-time job, not a contractor. He was a smuggler of humans and children and women. He made over 100 trips, the grand jury found, smuggling people throughout our country. MS-13 members, violent gang terrorist organization members throughout our country. Thousands of illegal aliens were smuggled. This is especially disturbing because Abrego Garcia is also alleged with transporting minor children. The defendant traded the innocence of minor children for profit. There are even more disturbing facts that the grand jury uncovered. It is alleged this defendant is part of the same smuggling ring responsible for the death of more than 50 migrants in 2021 after the tractor trailer overturned in Mexico. This is part of that same ring. The defendant abused undocumented alien females, according to co-conspirators who were under his control while transporting them throughout our country. This defendant trafficked firearms and narcotics throughout our country on multiple occasions. They were using vehicles, SUVs, with added seats in the back, floors that had been ripped out, guns, narcotics, children, women, MS-13 members. That is what the grand jury found. A co-conspirator alleged that the defendant solicited nude photographs and videos of a minor. A co-conspirator also alleges the defendant played a role in the murder of a rival gang member's mother. These facts demonstrate Abrego Garcia is a danger to our community. We want to thank the Department of Homeland Security, the FBI, our state and local partners, our acting U.S. Attorney Robert McGuire, and prosecutors from the Joint Task Force Vulcan. questions.
Attorney General,
And so there you have it, the Attorney General announcing serious charges against Kilmar Abrego Garcia. You'll remember he was described as a family man, father, married, living in the Maryland area when he was mistakenly deported back to El Salvador. And a lot of people got behind him. What we heard here is a very different picture. Justice correspondent Scott McFarland joins us now from the White House. And Scott, what do you make of what you just heard? That's pretty damning.
It's a dramatic turn in a 3-month-long legal saga, Maurice. According to the charging documents reviewed by CBS News, the feds allege declaratively that Kilmar Abrego Garcia is an MS-13 conspirator and has been transporting MS-13 members by the thousands for $1,000 a trip across the country. And so much of this case hinges on a November 2022 traffic stop in Tennessee, where this case is filed in Nashville. The dash cam of that traffic stop had been released some time ago, and the feds say that was one instance in which Abrego Garcia was trafficking MS-13 members. He wasn't charged with it in 2022, but he is charged with it now. And one of the notes in the charging documents that stands out to me, the prosecutors are alleging here, Maurice, that Abrego Garcia works with several conspirators and would take the phones from people he was smuggling to prevent them from calling and alerting that the smuggling was underway. But in a larger sense, Maurice, this has always been a proxy for a bigger issue. A judge ordered Abrego Garcia's return many weeks ago because he was mistakenly deported by the administration's acknowledgement. The administration said they couldn't get him back. He was in a Salvadoran detention facility. Today shows they can get him back from El Salvador to face federal criminal charges in Nashville.
Okay, Scott McFarland, thank you so much. Let's go to Homeland Security correspondent Nicole Skanga. And Nicole, he has been charged in the U.S. These are grand jury charges. I know you can get a grand jury to indict a ham sandwich, but they heard the evidence here, and this is what they put forth.
Yeah, that's exactly right. A Tennessee grand jury put forth 2 counts: conspiracy to transport aliens, that is punishable by up to 10 years in prison and additional fines, as well as count 2 here, unlawful transportation of undocumented aliens. And as for how the United States compelled El Salvador to return Kilmar Abrego Garcia, apparently the United States presented Bukele with an arrest warrant, and at that time he was returned upon completion of his sentence. Attorney General Bondi says that he will be returned to El Salvador. She also said in that press conference that smuggling was his full-time job. It's interesting looking at the court documents here that accuse him of over a 10-year span, 2016 to 2025, of undergoing this criminal operation that moved thousands who were smuggled, including minors, MS-13s, also smuggling allegedly of cell phones, of narcotics, of weapons. She called him a danger to our community. As for what Scott just brought up, of course, ICE previously said that he was deported to El Salvador, to that maximum security prison in Secot, due to an administrative error, and that he should be returned because he would be likely to face persecution from local criminal gangs in El Salvador if he was to be returned.
Okay, Nicole Skanga, thank you so much. So once again, the headline: Kilmar Abrego Garcia on his way back to the United States this afternoon as we speak to face serious federal charges involving smuggling children and women, firearms, narcotics, and using vehicles that were tricked out really to hide all of these activities. Our coverage will continue on CBS News 24/7, on your local news, and tonight on the CBS Evening News. This has been a CBS News Special Report. I'm Maurice Dubois in New York.
You've been listening to a special report with CBS News about Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the Maryland man mistakenly deported to El Salvador. He is now headed back to the United States to face serious charges involving trafficking undocumented migrants. You've just heard some of the many details, so the government appears to be doubling down. They're going to go after him very hard, and we'll see what his lawyer's response is this time. Denise and Nikki.